Okay, monitor Feufollet. Hello, Jim. Hello, Win. This is only week 3, Kuransky. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Penguin Academy game analysis. Hope you enjoyed the random chatter at the start. We are still in week 3 of the Swiss stage of the 2026 Winter Super League. And we have Monitor's Skaven versus Feufollet's Skaven. Okay. I'm miles behind, yeah, Jim. I taken time off. So let's just talk about this. Monitor's not bad, right? Monitor's a decent player. He's a cheating twat and also just a regular twat, um, but a decent player, like solid second tier player. Feufollet was rubbish every time I've seen him so far with rats. Um, and Monitor is okay, so expect a lot of dice rolling from him and a lot of absolute nonsense from Feufollet. Jim's marketing department needs to get on that. How didn't that work? There we go. Okay, well, first off, we've got like the world's weirdest setup as usual. I mean, what is this? It's just a random shape. It does nothing. It's like rule of 5, but 2 gutter runners got lost. What is Feufollet doing? Like, is he like somehow using the movement to send for help in Morse code or something? Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, this is awful, isn't it? Like, absolute. Imagine if that was a blitz. Just imagine if that was a blitz. You just instantly lose the game. Like, you just lose on turn 0. Why are they this far back? How is this going to work out as blocks? Is he opening with a blockless block? How is this going to work out? If he takes a block in the middle because of guard, he still can't take a block next, so he still has to roll a blockless block before the guy with block can take a block. Or he has to move someone up to be an assist when they could already be there. So far, this is just obnoxiously bad. Why has he based him? So we're not going to block one of these two? Oh, God, he's... So his plan was to roll a POW. That was his plan, wasn't it? His plan was to roll a POW so it freed up this guy to go and block him. And then he was going to block that way, and he was going to block forward. Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay, well, that was all terrible. We've exposed a gutter runner because there's not only a gutter runner, a blockless gutter runner. There's no way to protect him now. We failed the pickup. We've only got 2 rerolls. We've snaked the pickup without covering it properly. Well, that was about as shit as humanly possible. fine. Like, was it you, Kerensky? No, it was someone else. It was the other guy with a Russian sounding name. Um, who said what I should do when I do these games is talk more about what they should do. And I explained, like, it's really hard to talk when someone's this bad. What they should do is a completely different turn. If I did that for these players every turn, these replays would be 2 hours long. If I just said everything he should have done instead of what he did do, it would take longer than the turn. This is the Super League, Max. It's basically a competition for entry into the World Championships. It's official competition. You can only get into it by having done something in the official competitions, other official competitions like ladder, sprint, arena, etc., or the previous Super Leagues. Let's not do that. I love you, Jim, but that's not happening. Some of them are. Some of the best are in this. Straight Kaz, first block. Why not? Olivia Dulac never 3 turn 1. Oh, never -3 turn 1, as in he never loses 3 players on turn 1. Cage dive, double pow, 3 orcs killed. Armor 9 plus of infinity. Okay. Okay, Blodge is fine. I'm sure it's hilarious in French. Okay, so now it's Monitor's drive. Feufollet's down to 0 rerolls. Okay, so as well as being terrible, Feufollet's getting diced. I mean, it's a strategy game. Like, at its heart, it's still a strategy game, right? If you don't come up with the right strategies, it's unlikely that dice will help you. The dice part is when you do come up with the right strategies, it's not that unlikely that dice will fuck you up. That's the problem. So I wrote a bit of a script for a video about this, like, because people have a problem with me saying that dice is the most important thing in the game, but because they're either not listening to the whole thing that I say, because they're just taking the sentence, or they just don't understand the context in which I'm saying it. When I say dice are the most important thing in the game, the reason I'm saying it is dice can overrule everything else in the game. They don't usually overrule everything else in the game. They're not the most important thing overall. They're just the most important thing in any game, because in any individual game, no matter how good you are, dice can take that away from you. You could play the most perfect game of Blood Bowl, ever played and still lose 4-0 because dice took it away from you. That doesn't happen that often, but it can happen. So to me, that makes dice the most important thing in the game. They are the thing that can overrule everything else. But they're not the most important thing in Blood Bowl. The more games you play, the less important dice are. But it's only 16% when you do single D6 rolls. And most of the time, that's not the case. And also can be mitigated by the fact that it's not actually a failure, as in you lose or anything, right? A failure in Blood Bowl is losing the game. It's a small individual failure. If you've covered that failure, you can get away with it. Like if he'd covered that pickup correctly, snaking it wouldn't have mattered. So much so that he might not even have needed to use a reroll on the pickup because it was covered. If the ball is double screened and you fail the pickup, so be it. Just fail the pickup, leave it on the ground. That's the strategy part, right? If you played properly, the strategy mitigates the RNG. It would, yeah, but it'd be a different game. The two things in the game that mitigate RNG are your own skill, your own play, and the players, the actual people, the pieces on the pitch, their skills. Block mitigates 1 in 9s, dodge mitigates, failed dodges. Built-in rerolls mitigate things. Leader gives you an extra team reroll. The skills that you pick mitigate the RNG, and then your own coach skill mitigates the RNG more. Which is one of the reasons why we've been complaining in recent years that tabletop is moving to Poverty Bowl, because it's removing one of those things, right? If you have less skills, you have less RNG mitigation. You have the same amount of skill, like as coach as you did before, but your players have less built-ins. There's no amount of coach skill that goes around rolling multiple 1 in 9s if your team couldn't take block. It doesn't happen. It doesn't matter how good your turn ordering is. If you roll 1 in 9 as your first action for like 4 turns in a row, you're probably going to lose. Lots of people call it that, but it's not. Like risk management is a skill within the game, but it's a strategy game. Putting your players in the right squares is more important than anything else. Risk management is a part of the game. Understanding and evaluating the risk reward of everything you do is a part of the game. But ultimately, putting your players in the right squares, knowing when to push and knowing when to not push, knowing where to blitz. Those are all just straight up strategy decisions that you just have to make. It is a puzzle game. It's why I like it. Every turn, your opponent sets you a puzzle, and every turn, you have to solve that puzzle and set your opponents a puzzle at the same time. Even if the puzzle is really small, like giving them no good blitz, giving them no way through, that's still a puzzle to solve. It's a back and forth puzzle game. Pretty much, yeah. The problem comes when you call it's not potato the problem comes when you call it a risk management game. You end up in the thing where people constantly and incorrectly start saying things like, "Oh, it's about making your opponent roll dice. Like the person who rolls the least dice wins," and it's just absolute nonsense. Like you can reduce it to just a strategy game, right? Within the strategy game, there are loads of different elements, including risk management, but it's a strategy game. Well, 1 in 9s, you can go and cover the ball. The Feufollet just has no I was going to say no way to get the ball back, whereas Monitor has a strip ball, and then it died. So so I guess that's not happening. I like the way we had no rerolls, by the way. Oh my god, why? We had no rerolls, by the way, so that was entirely done after we took a block. Why didn't we? Why are we doing a rush? We haven't moved the guy on the. Wait, no, we haven't moved the Roger. We're just leaving the Roger there, maybe, to tag these two. Let's go with that. Did he go round this guy? Hang on. Oh, for fuck's sake. He would have snaked. Hilariously, he would have snaked. But obviously, he should have cut the corner to not do a rush. Obviously. Like, why do I even have to tell someone that? So Monitor opens with a 1 dice, still manages to get another Kaz with a blockless block. And I'm oh. No. I'm assuming this is going to be a sideline cage against gutter runners. Okay. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. No, we're not doing that. Why are we... Okay, I guess it doesn't matter. Pops in, rolls a pow. He's KO'd. I guess that's better than dead. And the ball has gone horrendously downfield. And he's rolled a 1. Well, okay. I guess that means it's time for the other gutter runner to go and get the ball. Jesus, what a mess this game is already. Like, what am I supposed to say about this game? It's just two people rolling dice, making bad decisions. Casual, one dice is casual. Another pow. And scores. There we go. Sideline cages against gutter runners. Still scores anyway. Didn't get his KO back. Whereas they got multiple of theirs. So 10 players here versus 11 over here. Works out how to block with block twice in a row first. Good job. Okay. That's his only reroll, just hanging out there. I don't know, he's just hanging around. His only reroll is now stuck on a rat ogre. Wait, Monitor has 4 rerolls. Where did Monitor get all those rerolls? He got one off the kickoff, and his leader must have been off the pitch as well. Christ. Okay. What? No, what's... Oh, dude. What if that was a push? Oh, God, you're following. Okay. Fail the dodge. You don't foul here. You can no bench on either side. Survives. And dodges off the Roger. And is fine. I mean, isn't he coming back this side and blitzing his Roger here? It feels like that's what's happening. After Kazin, that guy. Interesting. Apogon on a skillless line rat. He's going to blitz his Roger with his Roger, isn't he? And just move the ball over here. No, you haven't got the players for it. And he's killed his Roger. Okay, well, there we go. Put someone else in there to stop him cage diving. Okay, no is the answer. I mean, the Roger being dead is bad for the one turn. Not impossible still, get for a one turn, but the Roger obviously makes it a shit ton easier. Doesn't pow him, doesn't reroll. Keeping his rerolls for the Rogerless one turn. Oh, no, he's not. What? Oh, are we doing a handoff play? That's a block. You're blocking with a blockless loner. Okay. And then we did a handoff after we killed our own player. Maybe you could have done the handoff before you killed your own player. Still doesn't get his KO back, but neither does Monitor. This is not going to be a great one-turn defense, is it? I mean, just put the Roger there. That's the weak spot, right? Okay, there we go. Put the Roger there. Did a thing. But he's jammed his LOS together, which is real dumb. So you don't jam the LOS together because it just makes it easier to push to extremes, right? The gap in the middle is what makes it annoying for opponents. So this just makes it easy to get a push on the first block, and you don't technically need to re-roll anything. Oh, he's doing it that way. Okay. Doing it that way, you did need to re-roll a POW, right? I guess that's all the pushes we're going to bother to do. We're going to throw a pass from over there. Okay. Just roll a 6, man. It's very sunny as well, by the way. And then he just walks off and scores. Yep, just roll some dice. Good old rat play. Top quality. Bare minimum of pushes. Hardest dice. Score anyway. Still the KOs stay out. Are these guys dead? Ten v 10. So Feufollet is 2-1 down. Why is he set up in rule of 5? So this is going to end up being the easiest, like, 2-turn of Monitor's life. All Feufollet has got here is a cage dive. Or this guy 1 in 9 in, which he doesn't do. I genuinely don't know why he's tagged the Roger. The Roger's would just put a tail on the ball and could probably be cleared. That's not how you screen in 2025. 2026, sorry, my bad. Push into POW, perfect result. That's not. I know, yeah, since 2020, but it is 2026. It's crazy, right? Someone asked me on a YouTube video just yesterday, you say that he didn't screen properly. What do you mean? I was like, it's columns. Like, columns are outdated. This is going to end up being another 1 in 9 blitz. Doesn't 1 in 9. Is that going to be a rush as well? It was, yeah. And then a 4+ dodge. You've got to realize you have to dive, right? You just have to dive. He doesn't have block. It's a 5+5+. Why are you doing it with wrestle? Why are you doing it with wrestle? Oh, you fucking idiot. You got the right result. The wrestle should have been marking the top 2, and then the one that was furthest away does the sack, so the one that's closer can pick up the ball and not be standing there. Oh, look, he got powed because he's just... Oh, wait, hang on. That's someone else. Wait, what? No, he gets the 3 dice him. He also gets powed. So you got the dive, the perfect result, and you screwed it up so much that you don't have the ball anymore. Good Lord, man. Wait, what? Wrestle didn't have to dodge, did it? Ugh. What the hell, game? Right, this is the turn. Everyone's completely free. No one had to dodge. This guy goes here and marks those two, and this guy makes the dive. And then this guy's closer to get the ball. This guy getting the ball made him run out of movement. And obviously, you blitz with block. Why are you blitzing with wrestle? He got the result where block would have knocked him down with an armor roll, and you would have stayed standing and been near the ball. And because he blitzed with wrestle instead, he went down on the floor, making scatter catches easier, making this guy not be dead. Like, it's just wrong. And Monitor also sets up in Rule of 5. So I guess Feufollet is going to 2-turn. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, so he's caught the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Like, I think ideally you want to move him over so that the Roger can activate. Blitz with the Roger, keep the ball on him, and move these up as a screen. Send him round the back. The problem is he's blocking. He should then blitz so that he can move. So you just utilize this thing to just 4+ the Roger. Like if he eats the 4+, then he eats your player. But you need the Roger up here to be a screen. He blitzes to be the back. Or over there, the side. And then the gutters come through to be the back. And then this guy just stays in a cage with the ball. You can always hand off next turn to a gutter to score if he ends up getting a good defense in, which he will because he's got like a gazillion rats to just screen off. But this isn't even a good, like, he's only 11 squares down. So he's already burnt a reroll there. It's 2 rushes minimum. And because he's on the sideline here, you know that he can only go directly diagonally, like, so you only have to screen like here, here, and here. Blitz him. Yeah, see, that's ended up pretty good, except for the fact that you are 11 squares away. So you only have a 70% chance of not using a reroll, regardless of what other dice you have to roll. One dice powers is Roger. One dice powers is leader. Classic. What? I'm confused, man. Is he just taking blocks? I think he's just taking blocks. Is he just going to blitz the sidestepper and hope he gets a POW? Which he does. And we don't snake. And don't use a reroll. Okay, at least he set up some kind of defense this time. It's not much of a defense, is it? Because he's just going to walk around the outside of it. But it's better than no defense, I guess. Do you get a quick snap? He got a quick snap, of course he did. Because Feufollet set up on the aggressive line, so he got the best possible result again. So, but you're adding a 1 in 36 to avoid the possibility of an injury on a 1 in 36. He snaked the rush. Wow. Wow. Well, there we go. I mean, neither player was any good, and one of them had considerably better dice than the other. What a fun game of watching two people just roll some dice. This is why some of these videos are so short. So Feufollet has to one turn here, right? Why is he setting up for anything other than a one turn? There we go, right. Get your one turn on. That's not right. You've done... Okay, that's not a one turn setup. That's not... What? That's not a one turn set. How was that? Let's go back before this shitty solid defense that continues the dicing for the suspiciously French player. How is this going to end up being a one turn? Anyone want to explain that to me? There's no gutter runners in any of the squares you can push forward. He's not going to be able to one turn with the guard. It's dumb, isn't it? Like, what? What am I supposed to do? Well, like, and again, I'm not going to go at the person who asked this. He was like, you should say what you should do. Well, what he should do is learn how to do a one turn. I'm not going to do an entire video on how to one turn here. It's rats. It's the easiest one turn in the game. If you don't count Underworld. Now, even if you swap wrestle and guard, there's a square here. Like that gutter runner needs to be here. When he pushes here, and let's say these are swapped, that first one blocks into him and he goes up there. But if this square is empty, the second block will push someone down here. You get to choose the first one because there's a choice. But then the second one, because this is empty, will just go down there, so you've still fucked it up. So a solid defense continues the dice in. Yeah, he genuinely should have just let him try to one turn with that shitty setup, just to prove a point. It's very sunny. What did he just do? Oh my god. Who was he throwing to? -3. That's not that one. That would be. Wait, it might be that one. No. 2 plus. That should be 3 plus to him, and then 4 plus with very sunny. That would be a 6 plus, right? So I think it is him, and it's just an annoying diagonal. I hate that it doesn't show you in the replays. I think it might be him. I don't think that's a. This is a long pass. That would be a long bomb. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a long bomb. It's this one. I think he's genuinely throwing to this one. And it turns out to be a 5 because of the annoyance of diagonals. But did he only do one rush? We didn't do any rushes. He was just trying to throw a 5 plus pass. Okay. Well, whatever he was doing was shit and wrong. What? No. 5 plus for a 2 plus thrower is a long bomb. Oh, 5 squares, you mean, is a long pass. So he should have done a rush. Yeah, he's just chaining himself into range to score again for fun. It is. Swiss, the touchdown difference matters. So Feufollet should still try on one turn, and Monitor should still set up to stop it. Again, this is a rubbish one turn. No reason at all to push the extra block. What? Oh, we're going to give him the ball now. After we snake another dodge into our own death. Well, there we go. What a thrilling match that was. Weirdly, right? If you'd watched that live and you didn't care about whether the Blood Bowl being played was good or not, that probably was a thrilling match. Like, this is the kind of match that entertains the masses, right? I find it boring because they were both a bit rubbish. Well, one of them was more than a bit rubbish. But if you're just watching it and you don't really know much different, or you don't care much different, doesn't have to not know, right? You just not care. Like, that was a match with 7 touchdowns in it. That sounds exciting. You can tell from my tone of voice that that doesn't excite me. Anyway, we'll see you in the next match where hopefully I'm excited by some actual good Blood Bowl.